Who should not buy a business?
Someone who has a very low tolerance for risk should not buy a business. Inherently, it is more risky or riskier than buying a piece of real estate or putting your money in the stock market or in index funds. Choose another well-known investment vehicle. I pretty much guarantee that is a safer bet than buying a business.
And the exact opposite of that type of person is someone who
has a high tolerance for risk, who gets enjoyment and excitement out of taking on something hard, seeing a challenge through to completion, and is willing to learn what they need to learn. Grit is so important in business ownership. Grit is the ability to do hard things, and there will be hard times when you run businesses, but you just have to not give up. There's the old saying that you can't lose if you don't quit. You will have some hard times, but you just keep going. On the one hand, it's insanity to keep doing the same thing over and over again and see something run into the ground. So you have to be self-aware enough to pivot. But at the same time, if you keep pivoting when something isn't working, and you don't give up, you just keep going, then I'm confident that most people, 8 out of 10 people will see it through to the other side of what they're doing without having to bail out. And ultimately, what does failure look like in buying a business? Failure is having to wind up the business and go back and get a job. But that's what most people in this position right now thinking about buying a business are doing. They've got a job they don't like, so why not give it a go? If it doesn't work, they'll just come back around and get a job again. So sometimes you have to contextualize the downside and realize it's not that bad. There's a exercise that Tim Ferriss talks about, which is try to think through or write down the worst case scenario you can think of. The worst case scenario you can think of probably isn't that bad. It's probably not as bad as your mind is making it up to be in your head,